To another, back to Manolo Santana and the early stages of the blockbuster evening match featuring Novak Djokovic and Grigor Dimitrov. Djokovic comfortably holding serve at the start, and Dimitrov now racing to a 30-love lead. Mark Petchey's alongside me. A brief word about Verdasco. He's been in the wilderness for a while. That might just kick-start him?
Yeah, and he's had a lot of problems with his racket. I think, you can see there it's a sort of a blacked-out racket that Verdasco's got, and he said he's been struggling to find a racket for 3 years that he really, really likes. And so, this one, again, produced by the company, but it's not on the shelves yet, and maybe that's the turning point. Maybe just mentally, in those sort of big moments in that breaker, he just feels a little bit more secure about sort of the equipment that he's using, and he managed to get through. Raonic will be disappointing, though. Double fault, couple of really loose forehands, and they're the sort of errors he just can't afford to give away.
Yeah, still not quite happening when it really matters for Raonic. He was talking yesterday about the need just to tighten up at key moments against fellow big players. Not able to do it today. What sort of chance do you give Dimitrov in this match, Mark?
You know what, I mean, I still feel like hard courts are his best chance against Novak. We see Magnus Norman there, of course, helping Dimitrov, along with Mikael Tilson from that Swedish academy, but there is Mikael. I feel as though this isn't, as well as he played against Nadal, I still feel as though this is not necessarily his best surface. I would still say it's sort of grass, hard, clay. Having said that, it's quicker here in Madrid. The serve is a huge asset that Dimitrov has. First match up for Novak. Yeah, he'll push him. He'll push him, but I feel as though Novak's just playing too well, too confident to get through. I mean, again, one of the key areas, I say, serve will get him a lot of free points today. Dimitrov, his forehand's been working, but, the matchup for him, I think, on a surface like this, which does give you more chances to break, plays into Djokovic's hands because he's arguably the greatest returner ever.
First hold of the night then for Dimitrov. If you are just joining our coverage, good to have you along. The headlines so far today: Andy Murray's recorded the 400th win of his career. Straight sets victory against Florian Mayer. 2 tight sets, though, required against the German. And Roger Federer played competitively for the first time in 7 weeks and was far too strong for Radek Stepanek. He went through in straight sets as well. Federer, the defending champion, of course. Rafa begins his campaign tomorrow. But let's settle back and enjoy Novak and the young pretender in the company once more of Miles McLagan and Andrew Castle.
Thanks, Marcus. Mark.
He's 15.
He's got to be feeling confident, hasn't he? What a year Novak Djokovic has already had. Winner of the Australian Open, winner in Dubai, and of course the winner in Monte Carlo against Nadal.
Iguales, 15, no. Out. 30-15, 13-15.
3 straight Australian Open titles for Novak Djokovic. First man since Emerson. Emerson won between 63 and 67. So history maker Novak Djokovic in a lot of ways. And who knows where it'll all end up. He's only 25 years old. A lot of great tennis ahead if he stays fit. Two brothers, Marco and Georgi. Djokovic. Solid as a rock, just working his way into the match, and the match just getting going here in Madrid. Back with more after this. Some proper soul blasting out at the Caja Magica, which is a magic box in Madrid. It's their 4th Masters 1000 Series event of the year on the ATP Tour. This is top line tennis here on Sky Sports, and Novak Djokovic is number 1 in the world, deservedly so, and in the rankings by miles at the moment. And speaking of Miles, how are you doing? Miles McClagan.
You're absolutely right. The difference in the numbers in the ranking, when you think these other guys have had a good year and he's still sort of a Grand Slam and a half worth of points or so ahead, if not 2.
This is very early dining for the Spanish. One suspects that they'll probably watch the match and then take their seat at the dining table later. They eat too late in Spain, says this holiday maker.
Yeah, I remember playing some of the smaller tournaments, and you try and find someone to eat at 7 at night, and they just looked at you like you were mad.
Lunch is finished, they said.
Correction.
So, says that ball was good. Carlos Bernardes, no problems. Yeah. Line judge maybe a little bit nervous at the start of this match too. Let me just tell you something about Grigor Dimitrov. He's from Haskovo in Bulgaria, which is actually twinned with Leicester. He's 6'2", just 21 years of age, doesn't have an ounce of fat on him, a bit like Novak Djokovic, who is playing here. Lithe. He's had a career high ranking at the moment. That always tells you that somebody's feeling good about their game. He's ranked at number 28. Says he wants to be world number 1.
All right, last couple of points. That's a combo. That's going to be very important to Grigor Dimitrov tonight. First serve and getting that forehand in play early, because if Djokovic can pin him back into that backhand corner, there's going to be trouble.
Dimitrov. 2 iguales, 2 games on.
Started the year at number 48 in the world, so he's gone up 20 places. This has been the year of his arrival to a new level. Not sure where it's going to go, but he's exciting. I mean, for me, he's the most exciting of the lot to watch. Him, Raonic, Dolgopolov. He makes mistakes, he hits winners. He's not afraid to be seen out and about on the town now and again. So he's an interesting character. He's been seen stepping out with Serena Williams. There have been plenty of pictures. And Maria Sharapova now, we understand.
Yeah, they were definitely doing it in Wales. They were definitely dating, and I haven't heard that it's stopped.
As far as his tennis is concerned, look at the people that he's lost to in the big ones this year. At Indian Wells, lost to Djokovic. Served for the first set, served 4 double faults, but it was a learning curve. It was an exciting match. Lost to Murray in Miami, same thing, tough match. And then lost to Nadal in 3 sets, as Mark Pecci was saying, in the quarter-final. So it takes the best to beat him in the biggest tournaments at the moment.
I agree with you, Andrew. I think he probably is the most exciting young guy out there. The game's very easy on the eye, isn't it? It's sort of nice and stylish. I think the backhand has improved over recent months. I think it still has a little way to go, and that's possibly why he's come up short against these top guys. The main reason. Just a little too clever. Taking a little bit of time to put what assets he has into place to choose the right shots. You know, when you do have options, easy to be a little bit clever at times.
Djokovic.
World number 1. 3-2 up. Second round match in Madrid. More after this. The Spanish capital, Madrid, hosts the Madrid Open this week. It's a big tournament on the ATP Tour. We're very glad to be here and have you with us. Grigor Dimitrov against Novak Djokovic, top seed and world number 1. It's sort of half indoors and sort of half outdoors, this arena. It's very enclosed, and yet, of course, it is exposed. They can close the roof and had to last night. Dimitrov playing against Javier Marti of Spain and beating him. It's a very magic box if they can close the roof.
15
Of course, also the privilege of playing on the big court is that they can sweep the court quite regularly, often between every changeover. You can see there, it's nice and fresh looking. No stray ball marks.
Do you know, I hadn't noticed that. So do they do that every change?
At times, I mean, I think this court digs up a little bit because the clay's a little bit looser. You can see it's fresh there.
Takes a while, doesn't it, for a clay court to bed down? Years, actually.
Strong movement from Dimitrov out to that forehand a few times, but on that instance, just not getting his feet out the way enough, not creating the space.
Is that Conchita Martinez having a good laugh there? That was an important exchange for Dimitrov. Djokovic looked to be in that error-free zone, but was outplayed. And that's the area that when they played the last time, Indian Wells, that was the area where Djokovic dominated. Unusual. When they played that match in Indian Wells, Dimitrov, behind his second serve, only won 6 points out of 20 played. That's 30% win ratio. It was never enough. So that exchange important, and these errors from Djokovic telling.
It's a beautiful shot, aided possibly earlier in that rally by a slightly unusual bounce off the line just there. You could see Dimitrov doing well to get it back in play. But look at the puck composure on that, the balance, the head hardly moving as he hit through it.
Dimitrov.
It wasn't clear immediately which way that was going to drop, and again another example, didn't win the point, but how good is Djokovic's return?
He's a highly touted, he was a highly touted junior player. He won Wimbledon and the US Open, did Dimitrov, in 2008, the juniors. He's really coming into his own this year, you feel. So exciting match. 3-all. All the top players now certainly paying him the respect he deserves right from the first ball. There'll be no secrets about his game now. You will know all about him. Come on, slide into it, Carlos.
Yep.
A nervy game, isn't it? Especially for the top dog.
Another one that couldn't have been far off the spot. He just would have put a couple of inches within the last mark, and you're right, a little nervy, and I think, as you've been talking about, the respect that these top players are starting to develop for Dimitrov. In that last game too, there were a few unexpected errors. Djokovic possibly just feeling the need to press a little harder than he might.
15-40.
Talking earlier on about how Roger Federer came through today against Stepanek. First match he'd played in 54 days, and Mark Petchey did a lovely bit of analysis in the studio, illustrating how safe Federer is and how that part of his game is underestimated. Dimitrov's still working on that. Easy to get outplayed from the back by Djokovic, though, of course. One more break point. Whoa. Well, he tried to push off. I think he's okay. But these 3 break points from Djokovic have been fantastic, haven't they? I mean, not a sign of a mistake.
Yeah, just superbly played. And this, as much as anything, the Dimitrov wheel spin is just, it's impossible to read which way that backhand's going to go. Such a good shoulder turn. Djokovic could have put that ball anywhere. And Dimitrov being a little bit late to it, just working a bit harder to get there. Lost his footing. But as you say, 3 perfectly played points.
Good service.
Oh, what's going on here? It's a comedy of errors. I'm astounded by what happened with Djokovic. We'll have a look at that first, Miles. Just, oh. And then he misses this one.
I think Dimitrov is as surprised as any of us. But I mean, it could only have been a bad bounce. I'm not too...
Unless he stubbed his toe or something, or it dug into the clay. Or whatever it was, Dimitrov. Got to make that backhand.
Oh, that's impressive. A bit of a slower second serve from Djokovic, but wow. Dimitrov right out of court, playing right inside the ball, dissecting that sideline.
That's just plain beautiful, isn't it? It's as simple as that. No wonder they call him Baby Fed. You can see why.
Dimitrov.
They also call him Prime Time. And he's got some of it here, this night match in Madrid. And here is another break point. The 4th of the game, 4th of the match for him. Oh, winding up the world #1, hey? He's not going to like that. He's just about to serve. I mean, 29. The ball was going up in the air.
It's still bouncing.
I disagree with that.
He's saying it was 29 seconds. I mean, he's gone 4 over and after not a particularly
maybe
physical point.
Maybe you're right. I mean, we were all ready to play, and now we've had this nonsense. Break point.
doesn't let it disturb him. A soft error from Dimitrov to finish, but it was a big point too, wasn't it? Break point, and he did everything he could to hold his focus. Well done.
Fabulous, isn't it? Unspectacular in so many ways. It looks so easy. It's
You referred a second ago to the clips we saw of Federer not playing much risk. It's exactly the same with this guy, especially on the big points.
hold on. Look, 24, 25. Well, that is well held from 4 break points down. Novak Djokovic gets over the time violation. Takes him nearly 8 minutes to win the game, but he is 4-3 up.
I tried to wait until the change.
Time violation for Novak Djokovic previous game. This was at the changeover.
He went. Novak.
You could have stopped me before, after point, to tell me you're slow. Not to give me the point right away. Why?
No, it's 4 times in the same game.
Tell me up.
Well, I want you to play. You are very well on the baseline, and then you
Carlos,
keep.
I have no problem if I'm going over the limit, but you should tell me.
4 times in the same game. And was it on the 4th time that the umpire gave the violation because he went over 25 seconds? That's where consistency, you're either going to be consistent or you're not. Don't wait until somebody's about to serve and then do it. It's got to sort that out. It's 25 seconds. The umpires have been told to tighten up. Look, no harm done. Djokovic did in fact win that service game. But if he gets a time violation again, he'll lose a point. So he'd lose a first serve first. What if he's returning?
Then you lose the point here.
In the meantime, after an 8-minute hold from Djokovic, here's Dimitrov carving through his service game with not too much drama so far.
What does that remind you of?
Yeah, he served for the first set against Novak Djokovic at Indian Wells. Got nervous, served 4 doubles. I assume that's what you mean.
It was a flat serve too. Didn't like it, huh? Why?
$40-30.
40 love up in the last game. Break points.
40-30.
Let his man back in, or actually Djokovic fought his way back in. Quickly up 40 love in this game, and he's let his man back in. Can't do this.
That's a great return from Djokovic. But the question is, should he have had the chance? And there's different theories on this. I like a player at 40 love, put in that big kicker, work for the point, because more often than not, the opponent's thinking, well, I'm out of this game. He's possibly not, mentally into his next service game already.
Oh, my. Oh, memories of the O2 and the World Tour finals last year. Do you remember that final backhand
Djokovic.
against Federer? But look at this. How do you do that? That ball is behind him, defining angles that would put the rest of us in hospital. Oh, second serve. Strong.
Yeah, it's a brave serve, but going back to the point I was making, if we may, some guys think, you got the big serve, go for it. What's your feeling on that? 40 love. Go for the big serves, close it out.
Oh, it's magnificent. It's too late to challenge now.
Well, I'm not so sure it is, Andy, because you're allowed to play one shot.
Yeah, it's good.
But the umpire's told him it's good. So irrelevant.
Oh, yeah, because he missed it.
Yeah, point-ending shot. You have to
Point-ending.
take a look at the mark. It's a bit naughty from Djokovic. If he's from the replay, it looks quite clearly like it's caught the line. Those two are not going to be best friends at the end of this.
Well, the crowd like this kid, and you can understand why. He's going toe-to-toe with the best here. Theory on knocking a game off at 40 love. I think if you're Dimitrov right now, and you're trying to figure out what's best, don't think. Finish the game and move on. I mean, you've got to just bring it all to bear. He's playing the world number one.
But how to finish the game? It's easy just to say it.
I'll go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah, he needs to. Yeah?
Okay.
Whatever go for it means.
15 seconds.
Whatever it is, it's got to be positive. If you're going to do something, do it. Don't fiddle around. If you fiddle around against the best, they're going to come and get you. I mean, that was close there.
You end up having to save a break point on the back of it.
Third long. Fourth long. Quarenta 15, 40 15. Djokovic.
Comfortable enough for Novak Djokovic. This is a match of great intensity. Second round in Madrid, Djokovic 5-4.
5-4.
Second round match in Madrid, the evening session here. Top seed and world number one by a distance, Novak Djokovic 5-4 up against Grigor Dimitrov, who has worked his way up to a ranking of number 28 in the world. He's a real star in the making. He's already a star on the tennis circuit, but he's going to be big. He's going to be seeded at slams pretty much permanently from now on, you would have thought. So he's working his way up. This game, you now expect
Sorry,
it to be a stern
15.
test. 5 break points there have been in this set. Nobody's got the break of serve yet.
And that a surprising miss from Djokovic. As he said, you just expect him to drop anchors and make Dimitrov work so hard for this game. There has been a few loose errors this first set from the world number 1. Oh, that's brilliantly played, and I'm surprised that we haven't seen a little bit more of that from Djokovic, looking to get the ball up high to the Dimitrov backhand. Quite likely to get a response somewhere in the middle of the court that he can pounce on, just as he did then. Dimitrov just countering with some very good length of his own. Djokovic having a little look back at the bounce, but very tough even for him to take the ball that early. Well, until that last shot, I don't think Djokovic hit a ball that was less than a yard from one of the baseline or the sideline. So good was his length. Dimitrov on the back foot throughout his first set point.
Oh, how is it? This is, oh no, this is set point. Was it long, Carlos?
See here?
Oh, he's caught the back edge of the line.
Look at the line is here. The line is not here. The line is here.
There is no space between them. No, because the line is not there.
No, mate. That is world class. I do love that. Why not? Why not? He was trying to bluff one.
And you're not going to bluff it.
Oh, look, that's miles in. That's
I'm not
cheeky.
sure if that's quite right, but
No.
you could tell, because if it was clearly out, Djokovic would have rung the mark and walked straight to his chair.
Yeah, so he's
Brave from Dimitrov, serve and volley, huh?
first time. That's a couple of times Djokovic has tried to pull a little trick. What, do you think he's sweetness and light? Do you think you get to be the best in the world by being lovely all the time? Serve and volley, and hit a winning first volley onto the line at set point down. The first serve and volley of the match. Are you kidding? That's why, you know, when he figures out how to get the best out of his game, that's why everyone's so excited. That's why all the management groups were clamoring for his signature, because he does bring something a little different. 5-all, there's a murmur in here.
Boy, he did well there. Novak Djokovic, that was an awkward little return from Dimitrov. Didn't get much on it, but because of that, look how low this stays, and he gets to get that up and down quickly.
iguales, 15 all.
Dimitrov defends well there, doesn't he? It just looked like Djokovic had control at that point. Drew Dimitrov out. And a couple times he's tried to flash at a winner. He did early on, but there, just playing really solid, getting good height, pushing Djokovic back, giving him a taste of his own medicine. Well, he challenged him, and the world number one was up to it. Stood right out there. It wasn't so long ago he ran around that second serve and crunched a huge forehand. Djokovic calling his bluff. Why not see what he's got in these big moments? Well, we should know, shouldn't we? He's been through enough of them.
Djokovic has faced all 4 of the break points that he's faced so far. This is number 5. Grigor Dimitrov is going to serve for this. Djokovic thinks that a ball from earlier on in the rally, perhaps. Well, who knows what he thinks. He's lost his serve. Back in a moment. Hope you're enjoying this match. Welcome back. It's the Madrid Open on the red clay this year, not the blue, which caused so much consternation last year. That's been changed. And the tournament's better for it because we can talk about the tennis instead of the court surface. The tennis has been spectacular today. Roger Federer back after a 54-day break, says he's keen and motivated. He beat Stepanek. Victory for Murray as well. And Dimitrov now serving for a set. Here's Djokovic. I'll remind you, forgive me, I've done this, but when he served for the first set against the same opponent, Djokovic, he got very nervous in Indian Wells. And he served 4 double faults. Since then, he's played more big matches and his rise has continued. But the more you put yourself in these positions to win, the more experience you bank, the better you will be eventually. But he's taken a few body blows this year, matches where you think, is it going to happen this time for him? But this is another moment, but it's love 30.
15-13.
Hardened professional, isn't he?
It was amazing retrieval from Novak Djokovic. There was a moment in there when Dimitrov had half a chance to get in, but how many points has that forehand won Novak Djokovic over the last few years? That dipping forehand, a lot of topspin taking his opponent right out of play.
Similar again to what we saw in Indian Wells. A poor game, really. Djokovic, tough. Dimitrov will blame himself. He needs to put it behind him and just concentrate on the tiebreak. It's a tiebreak, you feel, Miles, that Dimitrov has to win. Coming back from a set down is going to be a bit tricky.
Yeah, it's definitely be a long route back against this man. We talk about experience. You don't want too many bad experiences.
Settle 1-0, Djokovic. Latin. First service.
Thank you.
Anticipation from the Serbian. He's not getting much help from his serve, I think he's saying. Backhand was nice, but look, Djokovic sort of half recovers, feigns as though he's going to the open court, stands his ground, and then just hits a firm ball right at Dimitrov, who can't handle it. That is some relief there.
2-1, Djokovic.
Djokovic getting from those 2 points what he would have wanted. He wanted a break, just give himself a little bit of breathing space. Use that ball again with a bit of height on it. That's when you realise how good Federer's backhand is, when he hits quality shots off that kind of shot. Just very, very difficult to time with one hand.
Quadrone. 4-1, Djokovic. 4-2. 4-2. Dimitrov.
Dimitrov serving at 53% of first serves in. The battle behind second serves, just as in their match at Indian Wells, is being won by Djokovic. So he needs help from that first serve.
Showed his anticipation again. You could see he was moving the right way before Dimitrov had even hit the shot. But as you say, Andrew, always in control because he made his first serve. Got to dictate the point. Can't have a lower first serve percentage and struggling your second serve. It's not a good combination.
Cinco tres. 5-3. Djokovic.
There's no doubt he's tight. It's definitely flown wide. And Dimitrov's heartbeat, if we had a monitor, in fact on both of them, it would be way up there. Wonderful rally. Now, if you're going to tell me that it's 25 seconds between points here and it's going to be strictly enforced, I'd be disappointed. There's a natural rhythm to these things, and you cannot get a stopwatch on it every time.
The line is continued here. It's touching the line.
That's good. First set point saved. Carlos Bernardes is having an absolute corker. Djokovic is trying everything. Dimitrov keeps finding the outside edge. It's a set point, number 3. This one on the world #1 serve. Tight.
Well, he went very safe, didn't he? Kick to the backhand, but the quality of Dimitrov's return really pushed him back. And I absolutely agree with you in this case. He's not playing with complete freedom, and a lot of that credit goes to Dimitrov, who's done small things to upset him. He's run around the odd second serve. He's taken some chances. He's hit some big shots, that's something that will take any player out of their comfort zone, which is exactly what you're looking to do. And they can pay dividends in these tight stages.
Take that. Hammer blow down the line. You know, I believe the crowd is seeing something a little bit special. That reminds me so clearly of the Federer forehand down the line when he was playing Sampras on centre court, 2001. That was the shot that finished it. There's something about this kid that's a bit special. Well, that is a ghost slain, the ghost of Indian Wells. He picks up a set, his first ever against Novak Djokovic. It's only his third match against him, but he's demonstrating something pretty hard and pretty stern here against Djokovic. Can he keep it up?
Well, that, of course, is the big question, but what a fantastic set of tennis. And further evidence, as if we really needed it, that this man is something special. Mark Petchey, Novak, for a number of different reasons, does not quite seem to be himself tonight.
I think he's a little tight. I think he's a little nervous about the sort of threat that's coming from the other end of the court, and that's a huge amount of credit to Dimitrov that he's put that kind of fear into Novak, because we don't even really see that fear from Novak when he's playing against Rafa on the court. But the pressure very much on the world number one, and Dimitrov, who looked as though maybe he'd missed his opportunity when he didn't serve out the set, but that was very different to Indian Wells when he gave it away with the four doubles. Djokovic played a great game, and then you felt as though the world number one was going to clinch it in the breaker. But all credit to Dimitrov. I just wonder how much that set's taken out of the Bulgarian heading into this second, potentially third sets.
Yeah, it could be a late night for these two guys. And, there's been a couple of moments when Djokovic has indicated that the ball was either in or out, depending on the situation. Carlos Bernardes had to go down there and say no. Expect that from Novak.
Yeah, well, I think to be fair to Novak, it is tough, and when you're playing with such small margins, there are times when you're not 100% sure that the ball's got the piece of line, and every time it has been Carlos saying, well, I think it continues and everything else. So, and that really is what it's come down to. But, how was that forehand before he won it? That was one of the shots of the year.
Yeah, baby-fed, rapidly growing up. Also, of course, the time violation. Now, Andrew isn't happy about that. Where do you stand?
Well, I think I've always said I feel as though they need to have a shot clock, or certainly I feel as though Novak had a point saying he should have warned him after the second time, because Carlos was saying that was the fourth time in the game. So, yeah, I think just a little better communication perhaps would have solved that issue.
On top of that, a spot of ironic clapping at one stage from Novak towards the crowd. Don't think he's necessarily endearing himself to those who have seen him win here before, but they are really enjoying the rapid emergence of this young Bulgarian. Back up to the box, and Miles and Andrew.
Thanks, boys. They are enjoying it, and they're seeing the man who has hurt the hopes of Rafa Nadal on so many occasions, their hero, getting beaten. So they like it. Great win for Fernando Verdasco earlier on against Milos Raonic, so it's been a good day for Spain. Good last couple of hours.
Against Iguales, 15-all.
Want to check? You see that?
That one okay?
30-15. 30-15.
Wide again.
He's not having the run of things, but another little sign. Things aren't quite going his way, and he just senses, is there a bigger picture here? And Andrew, I don't know if it's, the question will be answered soon. Can Dimitrov keep this up? But, and I don't know if it's you getting me all fired up here, but
What? Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
it's just, is that a little watershed moment, you know?
This kid's unbelievable player.
Came through some adversity in that first set, had chances he didn't take, stuck with it, has been improving very quickly this year.
I'm just totally with you. There are some things that he does, and you think, well, that's not. It probably the errors that he makes won't be there. You hope in 6 months or a year, or maybe in a week. How good do you think he can be on grass? A strong hold of serve to begin the second set, backing up the first set tiebreak, which he won 8-6 on points. I just, that forehand down the line that Mark Petchy and Marcus were talking about, and that we were so excited about, that it was, I would love to overlay the Federer forehand from Wimbledon on centre court, because that was a watershed shot moment. You just knew it. Admittedly, that was a return of serve, and this was mid-rally, but there is a sense that, you know, he's happening now, this year.
I just feel he's come so far. I like what he's trying to do with his game style. There's some real, I think the backhand can improve, but there's some real pop behind those shots, and you can hear it, you can see it, the way he's rallying comfortably with Djokovic. And if you can do that, you're playing at a high level.
You expect the top man in the game, Novak Djokovic, to batten down the hatches now, to calm himself, to go into himself, to concentrate. And of course, the physical nature of that first set, which took an hour and 6 or an hour and 7, which is the same amount of time as their previous match at Indian Wells, actually. You know, you expect that toll perhaps to be taken on Dimitrov body. That's what Mark was talking about. I agree with that. Something to watch. He got cramp against Nadal in Monte Carlo, third set.
You talk about the physical, how about the mental? We don't see that, but just the concentration levels that it takes is also something that needs to be developed, and that can only come with playing these top guys in these big matches. Last week we talked to him with Annabelle in the studio, and she said she talked to Andy Murray, and he'd talked about how the match, say Ferrer in Miami, how tiring it was because it's constantly making decisions under pressure.
43, 11.
No, there's nothing up there that caused him to miss that.
Djokovic.
And it will be interesting to see how Djokovic responds. I mean, to balance the argument out a little bit, it wasn't his greatest first set. There were a few unforced errors amongst it. And I think sometimes just, let's not forget, he hasn't played for a week or so. First match in a new site.
Yeah, he's going to get the runaround, old Dimitrov now. He's going to have to go anaerobic plenty of times in this match. Aerobic and anaerobic, he's going to have to produce it all. Oh, what a pretty rally in a brutal sort of way. That was tough. This is why Scotch players now look at the tennis boys and go, well, fair dues. This was rugged. Better not take too long here, Novak. You could get docked a point. He had a time violation on his own serve in the first set. Up and ready quickly.
Is there a reason you shouldn't start a point out of breath? Is there a reason you shouldn't start the point out of breath?
Yeah, okay. I might change my mind if you stop nagging.
That's the way to keep your heart rate down.
He's at the very limit now. Magnus Norman, I think, might be enjoying this. A former world number 2 and French Open finalist in 2000. Lost to Gustavo Kuerten. He knows what fitness means, and I reckon working on physical strength is goal number 1 with Dimitrov.
That's strong from Dimitrov. You just sense this is the part of the match. If Djokovic gets a break, gets a little space, he may run away with it. Imperative for Dimitrov to hang in these early stages. Really, really impressive. Showing composure under pressure. In the end, that's what it's all about.
And Dimitrov.
Sense that Djokovic was deep in the court, look at him backing off to defend. Very good decision making. However, the three-quarter kick into the forehand, possibly not such a good decision.
Well, the reply was a bit quicker than an email, wasn't it?
Djokovic.
Another bruising point. Another one that takes a toll on both players. And again, we talk about what's so impressive about Dimitrov, his ability to hang in there, toe to toe with Djokovic.
Gracias.
Just come off that.
And
Dimitrov stretched by the slightly mishit return from Djokovic, but again playing the right ball.
Juego. Dimitrov. Cambio de bolas. New ball.
Well, it's another tough testing game. It's another test that Dimitrov comes through. 2-1 second set.
Tiempo.
There's some really exciting tennis. I hope you're enjoying it. It's the Madrid Open. It's a second round match. Novak Djokovic a bye in the first round. Top seed plays Grigor Dimitrov, who was on this court last night, beating the wild card Javier Marti of Spain comfortably. Turns up the next day and the opposition's tougher. But he's just producing some spectacular tennis exactly when he needs to. The first set was, well, quite glorious towards the end. He won it on the tiebreak, 8 points to 6. No breaks in the second set. Djokovic serving at 1-2.
Número 15. Loftin.
This is what we've been seeing.
Well, a little bit casual, perhaps, from Djokovic, but boy, did Dimitrov make up some ground there. And I think this is one set of kit that won't bother putting into the laundry, huh?
I tell you, he was on that ball heavy return of serve. Djokovic had to deal with it, which he did without much footwork. Sort of had that one. Look at him, he's at 100%. A 21-year-old from Bulgaria, loving it.
30 iguales.
Just throwing everything that he's learned throughout his junior career and into the seniors. Everything he's learned, he's throwing at Djokovic right now. That's the fun of this.
Pole siguiente. Iguales.
Carlos.
Is that a busy night?
Yeah.
Stay here. It's here, it's touching. It's good.
Finally, one of those goes Djokovic's way.
You never find them when they're not going to go your way, huh?
Oh. Whoops. Mistake.
Dimitrov.
Should have Hawkeye in operation on clay courts.
Well, that was the email yesterday, wasn't it? But I wonder if they've set it up to full capability, or if it's just sort of an effect afterwards. Because remember that earlier one with Djokovic, which was very close.
Well saved. No, I take your point.
The one that Djokovic stopped and it was just touched the line, but the Hawkeye showed that it was almost inside the line. So they need a certain amount of cameras, whether they throw the whole hog at it if they're not using it for actually calling the lines. I don't know.
No, but there's a legal letter on its way to Miles McClacken.
Djokovic.
I should be grateful. I'm giving them a get out of jail card.
Marian Vida, former player, coaching Djokovic. Just outside the top 30 himself as a player. Hour and a half played. Heart of the battle, this.
And Djokovic.
And even after only an hour and a half, you can feel the conditioning becoming a factor in this match. When it comes to a match of attrition, Djokovic is good at those.
Well, it's great hitting, especially from the backhand side of Dimitrov. I expected Djokovic to target that a bit, to get a few more short balls, but he's really another area of his game that's improved so rapidly over the last 6 months. Stock standard, single-hander. See, he's gone to the slice. Not really going to be too dangerous with the passing shot. Get in.
Djokovic.
He had to save break points, Djokovic, but he wins his own mini battle there, and that'll please him.
2 iguales. 2 games on.
Just take a few seconds just to recognize what has just happened and move back to the line and prepare for what is ahead. Somehow he's going to have to get through the Dimitrov serve. We're not very far into this match, considering we've been playing an hour and a half.
15 segundos.
You talked a minute ago about getting the stage where the physical conditioning really starts to play a part, and it's Djokovic who's been in this situation so often, so many matches over the last few years. You'd expect very comfortable with where he's at. It's Dimitrov who may have little doubts, how long can I keep this level up? He doesn't know, because he hasn't done it. He's played a good set, some good matches, but not full matches against someone of Djokovic's quality.
Djokovic has given that one.
40-15.
What was that? Win the crowd, win your freedom. Djokovic doing a good PR there.
That forehand was hit with such ferocity, wasn't it?
40.
The drop shot didn't need to be as good as it was. That's when you know you've played a shot at the right time.
Battle goes on. Dimitrov, 3 holds in this set. 7-6, 3-2 to the younger man.
3 games to 2.
Grigor Dimitrov in your picture, thrilling us here at the Madrid Open in the second round alongside Novak Djokovic. A set and 3-2 to him. He's one of 6 players aged 23 or under in the top 50 of the rankings. So just 6 of them. Raonic, who lost to Fernando Verdasco earlier. He's at 14. Kei Nishikori is at number 16. Jerzy Janowicz, Polish player, at number 24. Then Grigor at 28. Klizan, who rose up last year. He's at number 30, and Benoit Paire. He's number 37. He's only 25, Djokovic. Earlier on today, we saw Andy Murray pick up his 400th win of his professional life. Novak Djokovic 5 short of 500. How deep is he prepared to go in a second round match, even in a big tournament, to try and make this happen? He may be stuck on 495 after this tournament. Quality from Dimitrov, love 30.
I feel we've seen Djokovic like this on so many occasions recently, where he's, well, even in the last couple of years, where it's on, look, it looks like it's a struggle, but somehow he finds a way through. Almost as though he's been dragged along by his opponent and then just produces a bit of brilliance at the right time.
Oh, that was an intelligent backhand. No take back, just a jab on the backhand. Djokovic will feel he should have done more. And not just with the volley, he had the point won 3 or 4 times. Here, that was delightful from the Bulgarian. And here's a moment. 2 break points. Electing to play safe there, Dimitrov. His feet stopped working.
Well, that last one didn't leave much margin. This was very safe. He'd had Dimitrov out of the court. That didn't leave much margin. Living on the edge.
Fabulous. Tough.
Found the first serve. I mean, the first person that comes to mind for that is Federer. I would imagine if he had a stat, first serve percentage on break points, he'd be up there. But this man also doing a great job on that.
Dimitrov.
See, if you look at the faces in the background, you look at the faces in the crowd, there is truly a sense that, you know, they're loving watching this guy.
That was a truly well-played break ball. Real good depth from the return, depth from the forehand. He really had to earn it. A good sign. And in some ways, you know, he's broken at the right time. Sometimes you break too early in a set, and that finish line seems far away. It's not too far away for them. Of course, got to get through this service game first.
Is that a second serve?
It was a second serve. It was a second serve ace.
Fantastic.
Final.
Oh, hold on.
You see?
Come on, cameras, where are you? No, no good. You are right. The system, by the way, on Hawkeye is slightly different this week. Thank you, Twitter.
Left. Second service.
Does that mean I don't have to sneak in the back door tonight, avoiding the Hawkeye lawyers? Well, this is going to take some guts and determination from Dimitrov to get out of this game. As the winning post comes into sight, you know, the nerves kick in. It just gets a little harder for those feet to move. You want those easy points.
You know, that gutsy second serve that wasn't an ace, but actually a fault on the first point now. You look back on it, you wonder, don't you? But this is what we're going to get used to with Dimitrov. You never know what's coming. Oh, that is lucky. It's kind of a hopeful slap on the forehand side, wasn't it? He's tired now. Just imagine if he could climb back into this game. Oh, I hope he hasn't hurt himself. That was an ankle twist. It just got caught in the clay. It's soft underneath, loose surface. And he hurt his ankle in a Davis Cup tie just weeks ago, and we wondered coming into Monte Carlo whether it'd be okay. Turned out he was fine there. Same ankle, right one.
That's it. There you go. Want to say trainer? We just call the trainer.
Well, the good news is he wasn't moving too quickly when it happened, so we hope it. He's just turned it a little bit, but it hasn't gone too far. But of course, when you've hurt it already, it's already sensitive, and a lot of the first reaction is sort of fear of, oh my God, what have I done?
Sure. And generally speaking, once you've lost confidence on a certain side or a little bit of strength, it tends to go again and again. Already strapped heavily.
Especially, you know, that's the ankle that you're doing most of your sliding on, especially on a clay court, all out wide to the forehands. And yeah, if you really don't commit to it, your movement is not the same. You know how big a part of his game the movement is.
I mean, I know he's got a break point, and he was very unlucky there. He had love 40. Remember the net cord? But Dimitrov slammed into the top of the net and saved the first one. It can work in his favour, taking a bit of a break here. Take some of the steam out of Dimitrov's sails. And, tennis players' feet, always a treat, aren't they?
Yeah, there's some a lot of black toenails out there. It's fortunate I could never move fast enough to get up enough speed to do any harm. But I don't know how yours were.
Still bad.
And from a Dimitrov point of view, I think a lot depends on how he uses this break. If he's sitting there thinking, oh my goodness, what am I on the verge of? Or I hope he's looking at the positive and saying, right, I can actually gather my thoughts. I was love 40, which was a long way back. I've got myself back to 30, 40, one more point a minute, and then it's a short sprint for home.
Well, one thing he won't be doing, or shouldn't be, is composing his winning speech and thinking about the press conference afterwards, because against Djokovic you haven't won until you've shaken hands and you're in the locker room. He can come back at any moment. So the tour physio is out on court. You can't have your own physio out there, but they talk to the guys in the locker room. They'll have all been well aware and well briefed on exactly what the situation is and what treatment he's taken coming into this event. And they feel a certain amount of pressure themselves because they're under professional scrutiny now. They've made an assessment. Now a medical timeout, I suppose, will be called, and that's 3 minutes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm sure Novak's physio will have. Well, I mean, it was well documented with the troubles he had. There's no secret there. Just at what stage the recovery is at. I'm not sure. In this sort of situation, there's not a whole lot they can do. Just tape it up a little more, make it a bit more stable, which of course will affect the movement a tad.
He's keeping moving. He's probably going to entertain the crowd with a bit of juggling. Talented boy. Marion Vida, lots for him to think about. A reminder that Andy Murray was a winner today, and he had to work hard. It was just the sort of match, actually, that will toughen him up. Was it 2 tiebreaks, 6-6 against Florian Mayer? Talented, unusual player from Germany, Florian. But it was a great match for Murray to win. It's the sort of match that strengthens him for the rest of the clay court season, no doubt. Next for him, Gilles Simon, who beat his countryman Jeremy Chardy. Tremendous win we saw earlier for Fernando Verdasco. First time he's won 2 straight matches since the Australian Open in January. He beat Fernando Verdasco, the 29-year-old. I mean, Milos Raonic, the young Canadian, who's having an excellent year. Miles, this is like being at home. My wife's just had her bunion done. We've got a whole load of this going on.
So you've become an expert in the art of taping?
Well, Ray, elevation, compression,
right,
and then go and do the cooking and the shopping.
You or her?
Me.
Oh, okay. You're going to get yourself in trouble if you're making her do all that with a bunion.
Can you imagine? And here's the moment. It comes after Dimitrov has broken serve and was trying to hold for a 5-2 lead. This was the 15-40 point in the 7th game. And when he does come out, and we assume that he will, he'll still have another break point.
If they keep the cameras on this, it's if I make it look easy, but this is when you tape probably 20, 30, 40 ankles a day, these guys get pretty good at it. And in fact, a lot of the personal trainers will actually well, the players will go to the tour physios for ankle taping, because they, as I said, they do it 20, 30 times a day. They're so good at it. If you get someone who's not so experienced, it can often look like a bird's nest.
Didn't they have this as a challenge once on the Generation game? You may not have watched that. Remember, they used to bring out an expert to do something that they made look very simple.
This would be a good one, yeah. I can tell you, it's like when that sellotape, they get their bit off and they sort of try and stick it on something and it ends up in a jumbled mess. That's how it looks when someone who's not used to doing it does it.
There's Marion Vida there. I think that's Gebhard Phil Gritch, isn't it? The trainer, physio. Just part of the team. They're very, very close, all of that lot.
Been together a long time. I think I'm pretty sure he did a lot of work with Thomas Muster, didn't he?
Yes, it looked like, yeah, he's been around a long time. It looked like he was wearing a hat that said Frankenstein on it. He's quite an intimidating presence. He's a big lad. But a very easy smile, which is certainly not on his face now.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
And I guess they're just retaping, because the tape job done at the start of the match would slowly loosen off as, you know, we're well into just over 2 hours of play.
Yeah.
You know, the sweat and the torque that would have been under would have slightly stretched it to just a fresh one. And expertly done in under the 3 minutes of injury time.
Other news from Madrid today, not such great news, really. The tour and the law dealing with John Tomic, Bernard Tomic's father. He has apparently been charged and will appear in court in Madrid for an incident which took place some days ago. Thomas Drouet, his son's hitting partner, was knocked unconscious, allegedly by John Tomic, and he will have to answer charges on that. Not this week, we understand. So there we are. Break point.
Let first service.
Oh, what a point to come back with. Both men, congratulations.
Iguales.
From love 40. 8-minute delay. Dimitrov comes back to juice. Djokovic seems to be moving okay. Worked hard in that point. No reward.
And Djokovic.
He was looking to test the movement out to the forehand, decide that Djokovic is going to plant that right foot. He does seem up to it.
So many chances this second set. Maybe now. Wow, what a world-class response from Novak Djokovic, who thanks his friends up above. He's back in this.
Aegon sponsors tennis on Sky Sports.
You open, you type, you go, you rock, you swipe, you stay, you tap, you go, you stay, you go. The all-new HP MVX2 made for Windows 8 with touch. All notebook, all tablet, all HP.
Now 3 for £1 on testers. Cuprinol. Cheer it up.
Hello, we're Dacia. We don't do frivolity. Function's our thing. It's how we keep quality high and prices low. But research suggests that a touch of frivolity might make a car seem more appealing. So, just in case. Happy? The Dacia range from 5995. You do the maths.
Aegon sponsors tennis on Sky Sports.
Well, Novak Djokovic has just broken back in the second round match of the Madrid Open against Grigor Dimitrov, this 21-year-old talent. Real world #1 work it was. He went over on his ankle. The 5th point of the previous game. Took 8 minutes or so between points. Nothing illegal. Had his foot strapped and then just really very courageously dedicated himself for the next 3 points. Got his reward. Got the break back. Just looked up and crossed himself, and the crowd didn't like it so much at the end of that game. But for me, it was, he didn't do anything wrong, and it was just class from Djokovic, the way he played those points and just maintained his composure.
Casey Wallace, 15 all.
Classic Djokovic. He steps inside the court, leans on that. We've seen that shot from him so often in the past. And that was a big forehand because Djokovic's shot wasn't too short.
Magnificent. Hats off to the best player in the world, who in the last 2 games has demonstrated the mentality which has taken him to the top. Really, he's just taken Dimitrov out in the last 2 games. That game particularly, 30 all point and then 40-30. Just everything's so definite off his racket, so positive.
It's obviously a great angle. Dimitrov moving forward took all the time away from Djokovic, didn't allow him to recover.
He
almost had a feel as though Dimitrov was behind there. So let's take a look at the scoreboard and remember he's still on serve.
It's just about momentum, isn't it? The perfect game from Grigor Dimitrov. He's closing in on the biggest win of his career. Welcome back. I hope you, like the crowd in Madrid, have enjoyed this match. It's been wonderful to watch. It's only a second rounder. It feels further on in the tournament than that somehow. Such has been the quality of the tennis. Grigor Dimitrov is a 21-year-old from Haskovo in Bulgaria. A former Wimbledon and US Open junior champion. He's been climbing up the rankings. He says he wants to be world #1. This bloke is at the moment.
Out.
No call.
Yeah. Game system. 15.
Quickly overruled, and Djokovic happy to leave it. Djokovic serving to stay in the match.
iguales. 15 all.
Definitely a bit of concern in that box.
Almost. Kings, 30-50. Latin service. Quince.
80 weeks at world #1, tying with Leighton Hewitt this week. Djokovic, and there's a lot more to come. Just 25 years of age, a winner of 5 of the last major championships. And that'll be the end of the game. And again, very good work. Remember, his ankle was strapped. 4-2. Quite a long delay. He climbed back into the match and showed great mental strength. So Dimitrov now has to maintain his composure at 5-all. Coaching team for Grigor Dimitrov. He's had a few.
15 iguales. 15-all.
Part of the Good to Great Academy in Sweden. Nicholas Kulti a part of that as well.
30-15. Out. 30 iguales. 30-all.
Oh, it's so unusual to see it, isn't it?
Well, that's why it's so impressive from Dimitrov. You expected this stage for someone like him playing with Djokovic to get a little bit tight, to overpress, and he looked so composed in that rally. So good to see. He says not get caught up in the moment, but he's pointing the game away from the biggest win of his life. I mean, the knees will be jelly, the hands are shaking, and he's still putting together good points. Great points.
Yeah, and his legs aren't just jelly because of the nerves. He tried to buy himself a second or two with that high topspin forehand there, and Djokovic was having none of it. He carried on pressing, but well, why wouldn't he be tired? 2 hours and 10 minutes. Oops, he's gone. He's gone, you know.
And Djokovic has missed it, I think.
He hasn't. Did he?
He stopped. You have a whole chance to put the ball in play.
Oh,
he missed the ball.
And Dimitrov.
Djokovic is trying to say that Dimitrov stopped, but he didn't stop. He just he jumped up. But
I think he's got cramp in the same left thigh that went when he played Nadal in the quarterfinal in Monte Carlo over 3 sets, and I think he's gone again. I think Mark Pecci had it exactly right by questioning at the end of the first set whether Dimitrov could take the physical pace and the demands of this match.
Violation, 1 in Dimitrov.
Now he's given him a time violation. Oh, what a match. Oh, this is a shame. Oh, concentration very wayward. I have no idea what's going to happen next. That's why you should join us in a couple of minutes to see. I think we're going to stay here and have a look at this. This is a timeout again. Djokovic just cannot believe it, Miles. He's taking on some electrolytes of his own. But that was a massive miss from Djokovic. He really should have just knocked it in the court.
Well, I think he's sort of as astounded as all of us, and he's probably still, his mind is on the juice point. He can't believe he missed that forehand, and Dimitrov just with this chance for a minute and a half. Another questionable rule, but
Can he take an injury timeout?
Not an injury timeout, but I think he'll be treated during the minute and a half. And we saw that was a replay. Dimitrov just sort of collapsed, bent forward, given up the point, and obviously caught Djokovic's eye. And he's now got another reason for his knees to be jelly.
That's a hamstring job, isn't it? Up there. Could be glutes.
Tiempo.
Yeah, hamstring. I mean, he does do some serious lunging, those muscles.
Do you remember when Djokovic used to have all these physical problems, and he went for one of these gluten-free diets and really improved himself physically. But if you're cramping in the second set, you're not fit enough. They've played 2 hours and 10 minutes, and to be honest, you know, some of these big Grand Slam matches, they go 3.5 regularly.
I think you're right to a degree, but the intensity against this guy, against Nadal.
He's got to hit winners. I feel for him, but you know what? That rally is not going to do you much good.
It's just the point he does not need to be playing, and there's a little part of me that thought that could be a good thing for Dimitrov. He's just got to throw it all out. They have a swing at a few shots, sort of takes the pressure off in a way, but having the cramp. I mean, he is not going to win points playing like that. Rolling the ball into the Novak Djokovic. You've got to take a swing.
Well, we've had an injury timeout this set taken by Novak Djokovic. Sprained his ankle, had it taped, came out, broke serve. This bloke, Grigor Dimitrov, was cramped at 5-all, but managed to hold his serve. And we're about to go to a tie-break. Crowd won't like it. He won't care. He doesn't care. I remember when Murray did that in Monte Carlo. It was Gilles Simon, wasn't it? Simon was suffering and Murray drop shot it in. Hey, well, we're not playing tiddlywinks out here. With apologies to tiddlywinks warriors all around the place. You play to win.
Zero. 1-0. Djokovic.
Of course, it can be brought on by tension as well. Those nerves, as he was so close to the biggest win of his career. Djokovic just going to the kick serve, moving him out of position, putting the ball in a place where Dimitrov is not going to be able to take a swing at it.
It happens to so many players. Remember Tim Henman against Yevgeny Kafelnikov on centre court at Wimbledon? Years and years ago, he got a cramp. 5th set. Murray, 3rd round against Nalbandian, played Thomas Johansson at Queen's Club. This is tension. It's the young players coming in.
Because you talked about it not being fit enough. Pat Rafter had some problems with cramping. He certainly was, did everything he could physically.
Djokovic.
Not sure there's any denying who the crowd are pulling for.
Djokovic.
Yeah, I don't think it's anti-Djokovic in any way, shape or form. I think they like what they see. There's obviously going to be a few people going to have a crack at the world #1 who's broken Nadal's heart a few times. It's no big deal.
Cuatro dos, 4-2, Djokovic.
Has it gone? There haven't been any signs of it.
What, the cramp?
The cramp in the last few points.
Just, relaxing. You know what? He's got to think right now. He's 5 clean winners away from the biggest win of his career. I think he's got to go for it a bit.
Gracias, por favor.
It was quite safe at one stage from Djokovic there, but I'm sure he just feels if he can get through this tiebreak, he has to feel the match is his, and that's why he's so fired up.
I'm just hoping that we don't see a handshake anytime soon. You'd love this to continue, just worry for Dimitrov.
Well, as I said, there hasn't been any sign of it in the last few points. You wonder if it does go to a third. If the tension drains out of Dimitrov, he'll be fine again.
Oh, intelligent.
Well, he really sent him the wrong way that time. Recovering so quickly. He's played a number of slices up the line and a few drop shots as well, which is what looked like where Djokovic was heading. Got him completely tied up.
Memories of Chang in '89 against Lendl. Physically incapacitated and beats him. French Open. Listen to this. This is for a 21-year-old they've not seen much of. Whoa!
Well, it's clearly affected Djokovic as well. Some safe points, some tight points. He's not quite sure what he's dealing with.
Gracias. Motores listos, por favor. Por favor. Gracias. Por favor. Por favor.
Oh my Lord, that one came off the frame, rolled around the strings a bit. I mean, that is gutsy stuff from Novak Djokovic.
And it finishes with Dimitrov clutching the other leg.
This is not support, this is love. They hardly know the guy.
Gracias. Gracias.
This guy is out on his feet. Grigor Dimitrov. Listen to the crowd.
6 iguales. 6-all.
I mean, are they saying Dimitrov or Maximus? They love it.
That is some high stuff. This guy's cramping in both legs now. And still hitting some good shots. Wow, he really kept Djokovic at bay.
Gracias, por favor. Lat. Second service.
Oh, what a second serve. That's a joke.
That serve was out for 90% of its journey. It only swerved in at the last minute and then caught the line. And we have seen everything. Is there anything we haven't seen yet?
Gracias. Por favor, por favor. Siete iguales. 7-all. Por favor. Ocho, 7. 8-7. Djokovic.
Lost to Djokovic at Indian Wells. Murray in Miami. Nadal in Monte Carlo. He's pushed the big boys close so many times. He's had a match point. He's had cramp. He was a set and a break up in this match. And we really are, I think it's not too much to say, seeing his arrival on the top table here. Certainly in terms of the standard of his tennis. I know this is not a Grand Slam, but it's not that far off. couldn't quite get those cramping legs to the ball.
9-8.
He was just a little bit slow to see it. Not the cleanest of hits from Novak Djokovic, dropping short, and he just tried to put a little bit too much on that. Just a couple of points away. He had match point.
Yeah, and he backed way off, didn't he? Set point, Djokovic. It's a tremendous set of tennis. That is some gutsy stuff from Djokovic. Courageous from both. And you would think, and that will antagonise the crowd, you would think that Djokovic would go on to win the third set, given the physical condition of Dimitrov. We'll see.
Goodness me, Novak is really fired up. So are the crowd. Grigor Dimitrov, well, he doesn't know which part of his body's going to break down next, but somehow he's got to get himself going, and we are heading towards what could be a quite tumultuous final set. Or do you fear for the worst here?
I'm not sure. I mean, I actually think he's going to give it a go. I hope he gives it a go. I mean, that is some of the best entertainment I've seen. I mean, you've got to feel if you're Dimitrov. I mean, to be that close, 1 point away from the best win of your life against the world #1, playing the best tennis of your life, and for it not to happen this evening will be a really cruel blow. But I tell you what, Novak Djokovic, what a warrior. I mean, he's got a player against him that's inspired, that's got nothing to lose. He's got a crowd that are totally against him, and I think, I've got to be honest, I think totally disrespectful to the things that he's achieved in this game and the entertainment that he's given them here over the years. And somehow he's managed to find a way to stay afloat.
Yeah, I mean, look, the way you saved the match point.
Yeah. Well, okay, serving and volleying. I mean, he hasn't served and volleyed all match and came in and just, you know, I mean, that also is just giving Dimitrov, who's in a weakened state, a one-shot winner for the match. I mean, you're actually giving him the chance, but he did the right thing. You know, Dimitrov wasn't expecting it. He wasn't alert enough. He's trying to keep his physical condition in check. You know, and that's where Novak has just been such a big-time player over the years with the match points that he saved. We talk about the forehand at the US Open against Federer so often in those situations, but you know, he hits through the pressure moments, and he's feeling tight tonight. He's nervous. I mean, Dimitrov has given him a proper run for his money out here, and again, you know, I admire him so much. He just deserves all the respect. And as I say, I'm disappointed with the crowd tonight. It's one thing to back the player, the underdog, and it's another thing to actually be disrespectful to a great champion.
Well, do you think it's partly because of those two controversial moments when the umpire had to come down and he gave a gesture towards the crowd? We've seen some more at the end of this second set as well. I mean, there's been a few things going on out there, and of course, probably in the back of their minds, they want him to lose because it boosts Rafa's chances come the end of the week.
That's maybe one of the things I'm thinking, that maybe just for you know, he beat Rafa here, and maybe they see that he's the big obstacle, and there's a guy out there that's young and coming through. But you know, that you'd have to go out and ask them. But as I say, I'm all for creating an atmosphere. I just feel as though it's been a little over the top for me.
Well, not for the first time. He's rising to the challenge. What does Dimitrov have left? We'll find out once again with Miles and Andrew.
Thank you. Strong views from Mark Petchey about the behaviour of the crowd, excitement that they're showing, disrespectful to the world #1, Mark would contend. Marcus making the point that, hey, he's the biggest obstacle to Rafa Nadal. Very valid both. It's the greatest sign of respect a crowd can show, in a way, isn't it? Having a go at you because you're worth having a go at. They're just sore about their football team, that's all.
15-13.
Encouraging start for the young Bulgarian player. Seems to be moving quickly again.
Quince 40. 15 Bolton.
Amazing, wouldn't have picked that. A couple of minutes off and a bit of treatment at the change of ends. He comes out and breaks after the disappointment of having a match point against the world #1 in the second set tiebreak. Whatever next. Good effort. Where do you stand on this? The sort of the barracking of Novak Djokovic, right or wrong for you? Second set.
I'm not sure he was barracked. I mean, Dimitrov was cheered very loudly.
Well, between first and second serves, they're having a bit of a pop.
Yeah, that's. I mean, there was an atmosphere. The guys playing good tennis. They want to see a new. I'm not exactly sure. Can I sit on the fence for a moment?
Yeah, sure you can. Break of serve, Dimitrov third set, and new balls.
Do you think that gesture from Djokovic was towards the crowd at the end when he won?
I think it's for everybody. Just think it's great. This is proper entertainment. 11:15 in Madrid.
Love 13.
On the two previous occasions that Dimitrov's managed to break, Djokovic has broken straight back. Can he change it? Change the pattern this third time?
That's dropped in. The court has been swept between sets, and so there's no confusion. Still, what mark is what? That's good.
15 Bolton.
That's fabulous. Pinpoint serving. First one really beat Djokovic for pace. Now that takes something. Aces number 10 and 11. Back to deuce. Didn't need to be even half as good as that, of course. He wasn't a note.
And Djokovic.
value for Djokovic from making your opponent play that one more ball or look lost. But at this stage, as they get tired, this has become more and more likely.
Fast racket head speed and rotation through the ball has become such a feature of the sport in the last few years. I can't remember anybody hitting the ball more ferociously than this. Nadal. Federer gets racket head speed like you can't believe, of course, but this guy's up there with them in terms of the pop off the racket, a natural disguise. Smart, intelligent. From 15-40 down, he holds, and that's huge. Where's his disappointment from the match point, Miles? He's got over that quickly.
He has, and you know, got over it in the, you know, got through some disappointments in the first set, hung in there, and it's just, you know, another reason why I just feel that he's turned the corner, and it's good for him to get those easy points from his serve in that game. As you said, 15-40, 2 aces, 2 cheap points at the end will become very valuable as this match goes on.
It's almost at a stage in this match for Dimitrov to kind of think about letting them go, given his physical condition.
Well, he did. If he caught it, he did say to himself, "Why are you even running for that?"
Yeah, that's a good point.
And especially as he has the break, you could argue, save yourself for your own service games. Have a swing on Djokovic's. Don't let him, you know, maybe you'll throw him off the rhythm if he's not hitting as many balls as he likes to. From a Dimitrov point of view, in some ways, almost better to lose a point like that than after a sort of 6, 8, 10 shot grueling rally. Speaking of which, that's what Sampras did so often. He'd sort of get that break and then almost just throw the opponent's service games away, thinking he was going to hold on to his. Got no rhythm whatsoever. Could lose 6 and 5 and felt like you never were in the match.
Yeah, same playing Goran.
Iguales. And Djokovic.
it turned out all that effort was in a losing cause for Dimitrov, but he's got the break. It's 2-1 to him, deciding set. People getting their snapshots here in Madrid. It's a wonderful match. It's a great night out, and I wonder why he's so happy to take that picture. Great tennis taking place here. Truly wonderful tennis between Grigor Dimitrov, a 21-year-old from Bulgaria. If you follow tennis, you will know who he is. Perhaps if you haven't watched quite so much, this has been the coming young man for a long time. So much about his game. He's playing the world #1, and he's beating him at the moment.
Zero 15, love 15. Iguales 15.
Dimitrov had a match point in the second set tiebreak, despite having cramped badly earlier on in the set and in the tiebreak. Just failed to capitalize, but broke first in this third set.
It's another somewhat unexpected miss from Djokovic, and he's running full out, but he's on good balance, and just his cage has been rattled quite clearly. Dimitrov done enough to just pull out a few unexpected, unforced errors.
This is magnificent. It's just, Djokovic is asking the questions that he needs to ask at this point. Okay, a couple of errors here and there, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with that ball there. That's just too good. If somebody takes that ball on and makes it, you have to just say, well played.
Dimitrov gana 3 games to 1.
Last year in Miami, Dimitrov was 101 in the world. That was what his ranking was. Now he's number 28. It's a continued rise, and who knows where it'll go. Djokovic has been more or less on top of the game. For the last 2 years, he's ended the year as the top player. And he's #1 by a distance right now.
Iguales 15. Treinta 15. 30-15.
That's good from Dimitrov. Just the right play. What he should be looking to do, take the points, take the ball early, not allow Djokovic, who's clearly not in his rhythm at the moment, not allow him to settle. Just keep an aggressive state of mind. Yeah, that's good width from Djokovic. Not easy to do that from the baseline. And he'll be looking just to make these points as tough as possible. Look, he obviously wants to break back, but if he can tire out Dimitrov even more in doing so.
Didn't waste too much energy there, getting into a grinding rally. Djokovic holds on, and you just know there's a lot more to come here. A little bit of guitar music, a little bit of Spanish music at the change of ends here as we head into night time. Second round match in Madrid. The news from Madrid today, good for Andy Murray. He's won his 400th match. Beat Florian Mayer, he's into the third round. Roger Federer came back to the tour, 54 days away from it. Training, but he says he's come back excited and motivated and ready to play a full schedule, which is great news. And he beat Radek Stepanek in straight sets.
Against 15 long.
Dimitrov looking at 3 holds of serve away. And that first serve is going to be a huge key to whether he gets it done or not. Been able to send Djokovic the wrong way a number of times with that forehand. A bit of wrist on it, good shoulder turn, making it hard to read. We don't often see Novak Djokovic slipping and sliding like that. Smart, into the body. Giving his opponent any width to swing at.
Again there, Dimitrov caught up in the moment. Remember those cramps he had in the second set. We wondered if he'd be even able to take to the court in the third. But that ball, just leave that one. Beautiful.
Set up again by the length of the return from Djokovic. It's Dimitrov immediately on the back foot. You don't expect to be on the back foot after a first serve. And as Pitch said, arguably the greatest returner ever, maybe.
I've never seen one better. But you see, that's a miss. In Djokovic's world, that's a very big error.
Oh, uncharacteristic for sure, and especially on the back of those 2 points he's just played, where you feel he's getting his teeth into it. Second serve. But he's also aware the time is running out. Leave it, Grigor. Leave it.
I'm thinking that. Match point, second set tie break he had. We're still not sure how he got there. He was in real trouble. But, you know, credit to Djokovic. You haven't beaten him till you've shaken his hand.
I started saying it earlier on, and I've seen so many matches from Djokovic in the last few years where he almost seems to... It's like a long-distance runner who's just staying on the shoulder of his opponent, waiting and not driving ahead, and then pulling something out at the end, making a burst of speed as the finishing line's in sight.
Quicker games than we've become used to in this match. 4-3, Dimitrov with a break in this second round match. The coaching team of Grigor Dimitrov, Magnus Norman and Mikja Tillström. Swedes looking down as their man. He's 2 games away from a huge win. He was just 1 point away in the second set tiebreak. He had that match point and cramps, but he got over it. Broke at the very start of the third set somehow, and his movement looks absolutely fine.
Iguales 15-all.
Well, he just seems to be winning so many easier, shorter points with that serve, especially in this set. And not all direct sort of aces and winners, but setting up shorter points which will suit him down to the ground. And there's another one, just what he's looking for. No stress sort of games. Not too much drama.
40-15. 40-30. 40-30.
Just not missing by far, but just a little too clever. He has had success with that. Going the body that time. He has got Djokovic rattled on that return. We're not used to seeing so many cheaper points that return normally within a yard or so of the baseline, and he really has mixed it up well.
It's the second Dimitrov service game where Djokovic was in it, but has made a mistake on The return of serve, most unusual for him.
5 games to 3.
Now, does he have the heart here for the fight, Djokovic? Does he want to go and work? Does he really want to work now?
Well, it's a great hit, but again, as in the first point, the footwork. Maybe we can be, as we just go into the third hour, understanding that the footwork's a little bit sloppy, but I just wonder, I don't know if I feel that same sense of steel from Djokovic that you normally do. Spotted Dimitrov was behind the play, going to the slice, and the movement forward, making that an easy pick-off. Well from the gods. That was a great slice, kept so low. He's earned himself 2 more match points.
That's it. Here in Madrid, we've seen the arrival of Grigor Dimitrov. He's taken the scalp of the world #1. Oh, so many times, so close, but now it's happened. Imagine what it is to beat the best. 21 years of age. And that is a very nice touch from the team in Novak Djokovic's box. They've had plenty of success of their own, and we stay with Grigor as he goes to his people. Michael Tillström. Magnus Norman. Novak Djokovic. Well, okay, this is a bit of a blow, but he'll be fine. He's going to have to explain it to the press and go through all that, but it's not really his moment. He'll recover nicely. I'm sure he'll get over it. But for Grigor Dimitrov, it's a very important result. Miles McLagan, put this one into perspective.
Well, I think there were a couple of scenes that said it all. He got the thumbs up from Novak Djokovic himself at the end of that match. It wasn't Djokovic who lost it, it was Dimitrov who played absolutely remarkable tennis. Djokovic must have thought he had it won when he got through that second set. Dimitrov was cramping, didn't look like he was able to move, and there were a number of times during the match when this man, didn't get his way, as he writes a little message for his dad, didn't capitalize on break points, didn't capitalize on match points, and you wondered if he would disappear, and he stuck in there, and he really, really played some good tennis.
I think, Miles, that the thing about this is it's not You know, this is not the end of anything for him. It's just the beginning, and that's what's exciting. We care about Grigor Dimitrov. You saw the reaction of the crowd there. It was his night. 3 sets.
Yeah, well, for a long time he's been known as baby fed. More recently, adolescent Rog, but I think we can quite simply call him grown-up Grigor now. Mark, that was special, extraordinary, wasn't it?
Yeah, extraordinary. I mean, just fantastic entertainment, and everything in it says why we watch sport at the end of the day, because nobody would have predicted that. I mean, you know, the fact is we thought Novak, after playing so well in Monte Carlo, came in here as red-hot favourite. We knew Dimitrov could be close, but nobody would have picked him to win, particularly after that second set. I mean, stunning.
Well, there is the confirmation. Goes through to play either Santiago Giraldo or Stanislas Wawrinka. And, of course, the very good news for Grigor is he's got a day off because those two will play tomorrow, so he can rest up at least until Thursday. Fernando Verdasco came through a thriller. We've had a lot of fantastic matches, has to be said today. Everywhere we've gone, lengthy battles, tie breaks, match points coming and going, set points being squandered. Verdasco squeezed through in a final set tie break against Milos Raonic in front of a very vocal Spanish crowd, and he'll now play either Robin Haase or Joe-Wilfried Tsonga, who meet tomorrow as well. And certainly the crowd played its part tonight, and you weren't necessarily appreciative of all of their contribution.
No, because I feel as though, you know, and I don't want to take away from Grigor's moment, to be honest, but I do think that it's a point worth touching on. I mean, the fact is that look at the way Novak handles that at the end, and even through the third set, you know, tapping his racket, great shot, Dimitrov. You know, a true warrior is somebody that's got integrity, you know, and that is exactly what Novak has, I believe, in his matches. He loves the competition, the thrill of the fight, and he rolls his sleeves up, but at the end of it, you know, he's got total respect, and he gives Grigor the sort of adulation that the crowd, you know, that he should do, and I think that says a lot about Novak, and that's why I was disappointed with the crowd. I think it's one thing to be pro Grigor, but I felt that it was very sort of disrespectful to Novak, and you know, but credit to Grigor. I mean, that final set, nobody would have predicted him to win that, but he got off to the perfect start. Little sloppy from Novak in that opening service game of the serve, and then but to continue physically, I mean, just he was out on his feet.
That's the extraordinary thing. We wondered if he'd even start the deciding set. Never mind start it, gets the break in front and never lets go.
No, and served great, got a lot of cheap points, and that's something that's very difficult to do against Novak. And Novak, to be fair, looked as though he was wilting a little bit physically, you know, towards the end of that match as well, and just didn't seem to have it, you know, in that regard to just keep going again and again. I think the second set, the end of the second set, really drained him as well. And when he didn't get off to the type of start that he expected to at the beginning of the decider, I think that took the wind out of his sails as well. And then he just had some break points straight away, couldn't get back on level terms at 1-1. So Grigor got a little bit of breathing space and carried on. But how big a result is that for Dimitrov? I mean, that is the birth of him, because, you know, next time you've let the genie out of the box, because now he knows he can do it against, you know, the best player in the world. So when he's up against Murray and Rafa and he's in that situation, he's going to feel as though, well, you know, I can do this now. So it's a big moment for tennis.
Yeah, well, we've had a big four for so long. I mean, is it too early to start talking about a famous five on the back of one big win like this?
Yeah, I think the Eden it's not quite there yet, but I think, to be honest, because it's more physical than it is mental or tennis-wise for Grigor, because the reality is we saw there, he did well to win, you know, 2-1, but could he go an extra set? Could he go to a fifth and match Novak or those top guys at a Grand Slam? I'm not so sure that he's quite there yet. So I think, but, you know, 2 more years, I think that he realistically can challenge for the major titles.
And it's interesting for Djokovic, of course, having produced heroics of his own to beat Rafa in Monte Carlo a couple of weeks ago. Now he'll go to Rome next week, and of course the big focus is the French Open. This is going to take a little bit of the wind out of his sails, isn't it?
Yeah, because obviously it throws a little bit out your preparation, because you're expecting to be here playing 3-4 matches, possibly winning the tournament, and then you get on a nice sort of roll. So, you know, for these top guys, suddenly they sort of come up and they hit a buffer like this. Suddenly you've got to go off and practice, but perhaps it's going to be a good thing for him. Tweaked his ankle in the match. He's going to get a chance to recuperate, rest that same one that he did in the Davis Cup, get back on in Rome. He looks like he struggles here in Madrid, even though the blue clay last year, and this is red, and it certainly looks a lot better. He still looks as though he slips and slides more on this court than anywhere else. So it's an aberration more than a crisis.
But just with regard to that ankle, as Andrew said during commentary. Once you've done it once, you're always worried about doing it again. He's had a tweak. Is this going to be now very much at the forefront of his mind for both Rome and the French Open?
A little bit, but I think at the same time, you know, most guys are able to sort of deal with it. I mean, look at Andy. He's had a bad ankle since he twisted it at Queen's a long time ago against Thomas Johansson, and he's managed to deal with it very successfully. So, yeah, it's an issue, but it's not going to be an issue that stops him winning the big titles.
Watch all 6 Sky Sports channels on your mobile and online.